going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Happy Saturday. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. It is overcast and kind of chilly here in Ohio, but other than that, it's been a pretty decent morning. Hopefully you guys are, having a better weather day than me. But hey, you know what? We're here for court, right? Not weather. This isn't a weather channel. Anyways, I've got maybe the biggest random collection of clips I've ever put out on the internet today. Got some landlord-tenant cases. I've got some defendants not happy with the judges, borderline yelling at them. I got one lady that, just stole a lot of money. All right. Before I get into it, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick back flips. Let's go.
Council Dilly, go ahead and get it started. What is the monthly rent?
The monthly rent, Your Honor, is $1,100 per month. There is no government subsidy. We're not seeking any monetary relief. We're seeking possession as a result of Ms. Gallegos' violation of the lease specifically. We have a printout, and I can screen share it to the court if necessary to supplement our verified pleadings. But Ms. Gallegos has an unauthorized occupant as verified by the Texas Public Sex Offender Registry maintained by the Texas Department of Public Safety. We were informed as of April, and we printed it, that indicates that there is a Javier Garcia that's listing this address with unit 1205 as his address. And that is prohibited under 10.2 and 10.3 of the lease. There's a requirement for Ms. Gallegos to have notified us of the fact that there is a sex offender occupying the unit. And number two, that individual is not an authorized occupant, so it's also another lease violation. Ms. Gallegos did reach out to our office to let us know that he only visits there, that he's not living there. However, the official record that we have indicates that the San Antonio Police Department verified this address on December the 20th, 2023. And again, we printed this registry notice by DPS in April, so this last month. Ms. Gallegos has been a tenant at that apartment since 2021. And so the fact that this is appearing by verification through the San Antonio Police Department in December 2023 clearly indicates that this is happening way after the fact, after she has moved in. Another issue, we didn't plead this, but just for the court to know, the lease expires in 3 days.
All right. This I can't help but think that this she's not on camera. The person in the bottom left is not the defendant. I think she's either in the courthouse and the camera's off, or she's calling in and we don't see her picture. But she sounds like she might be an older woman. And it honestly sounds to me like she was completely taken advantage of. She didn't know this guy was using her address. But yeah, she's getting kicked out for it. She's getting kicked out for it.
Council, give me 1 minute. So, Ms. Gallegos, first of all, do you agree that your monthly rent is $1,100? Second of all, do you agree that Mr. Rodriguez has been staying at your property and is using your Javier has been staying at your property and using your address as a form of his living situation, either on his parole, his sex offender list, or anything like that?
No, he's not living with me. He never was.
Okay, that's not what I asked.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm sorry. I have.
Are you aware that Mr. Javier is using your address?
Yes, my address. Yes.
Okay, so by him using your address.
All right, take it back. I forgot that happened. So she is aware that he is doing that. What? She must have not understood the consequences to this. I still feel like he took advantage of her.
On the sex offenders list now jeopardizes you.
I didn't know that.
Okay, I understand you may have not known that, Miss Gallegos, but that is a big responsibility that you took. Now, I don't know if he asked for your permission or not, but now your name is affiliated with that. You live in an apartment complex, and I'm not here to go into the circumstances of what put him on that list. I don't care. I don't know. It has nothing to do with this case. The thing that does have to do with this case is now you're part of it. And part of your lease prohibits you from doing that, especially since he is not part of your lease and you live in an apartment complex that could endanger the lives of other people. Okay, so for that reason, they are evicting you. All right. So my question to you, Ms. Gallegos, is how quickly can you move out?
Not quickly. I live by myself and I'm mentally disabled.
I understand, but
And,
you put yourself in that situation when you let Javier do that.
to use the mailing address. I wasn't aware of that. He couldn't use my mailing address either. I did not know that.
I
But it
understand
is
you.
my fault, yes.
Yeah, I understand you may not have known, but now we're in this situation and I can't rewind it. Okay, and I can't stop them from evicting you because you weren't aware of it. It is what it is. You're here now and they are wanting you out of the apartment complex for that reason. So how quickly can you move out? Because if I evict you, you're gonna walk out with an eviction on your record, which is gonna make it harder for you to move into somewhere else. And I'm only giving you 5 days. So how quickly can you move out?
Not that quickly.
Okay, give
month.
me a number.
A month?
Mr. Dilly, Ms. Gallegos is asking for a month to move out. Is that something that you're interested in working with her, or are you seeking judgment today?
Now seeking judgment today, Your Honor. We have instructions from our client to move forward, please.
Counselor, are you asking for any attorney fees?
Yes, Your Honor, in the amount of $850.
So, Ms. Gallegos, unfortunately, I can't force the parties to let you stay there for any longer than intended. So at this point, judgment is for possession only with attorney fees in the amount of $850. You've got 5 days to move out, 5 days to appeal it, or work something out with them. I need you to go speak with the city of San Antonio to see if they can help you with relocation and or any resources for you, okay? All right, thank you, Ms. Gallegos.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, Colette, I just saw your. I think it was Colette. Oops, clicked the wrong button. It was Colette. Yeah, I'm gonna guess it's not worded that way, but he wasn't on the lease, so there's not a proper background check put on him. But there is probably something about having undocumented people that live there, that are using your address for their personal address, and they can look up on the sex offender registry what's going on. But it does seem kind of random that they just looked that up. Maybe that's something that, is, done quarterly and they just look it up. I don't know. But the term, well, what they were saying was you had an undocumented person using your address, and he was on the sex offender list. So that's a danger to other people. So whether or not, it actually says in the lease that you can't be a sex offender, I don't know. I don't even know if that's unconstitutional. I feel like if it's a private business, they can say whatever they want in the lease. So I don't know. But that is a decent point. Hey, Bob Nodell's gyroscope. Thank you. All right, let's go. All right, before I go, just got a super chat. KC Carey. Hi, Colin. Hi, Chad. Hope everyone's well. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, Carey. Hope you are well. Thank you so much for the super chat. All right. I think we're staying in the same court for the next clip, I believe.
Brian Summers and a Marina Leva.
That is a great point, Lone Wolf. That might be the case. I'm within, probably 1,000 feet of a school. So, you know what? I will look at my lease. I'm not going to do it right now during my stream, but I'm going to look at it to see if there's something that says it in there. But that's a good point.
Okay, Marina on this side, Brian on this side. All right, Brian, go ahead and get it started. What is the monthly rent?
$140 a month.
140 a month? Okay, is she under any government assistance?
No.
Okay, so this is just straight, all right?
Well, I'm not looking to get any more money out of it. I just like to leave the premises.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you, is there any relationship going on here?
She's my stepdaughter.
Stepdaughter, got you. Okay, and you are the owner of the house?
Yes.
Okay. Miss Marina, what's going on?
So I don't have an income right now. I lost my job back in April of 2023. I haven't been able to find a job since. I have no income. I can't pay him the rent. I do believe I have a legal defense to get the case dismissed.
Okay, tell me why that, what is that?
He did not meet the strict statutory requirements of section 24.00 of the Texas Property Code. He did not hand deliver the notice in person. Like the eviction petition states, he just taped it to the microwave. Didn't tell me anything.
Okay, so give me 1 minute.
Okay.
Mr. Summers, how was the notice to vacate delivered?
I left it on the counter for her to see, and then she moved it somewhere else, and I put it where she would see it and look at it
Okay, so where did you move it so she could see it?
in front of the microwave. I taped it to the microwave because she always sees the microwave.
That's not proper notice to
Okay.
serve, okay? Now, Miss Marina, you need to understand that you don't own that house.
I
Whether
understand.
you have a job or not, it's not his responsibility to support you. You can go get a job at McDonald's, so you're not gonna sit here and tell me that you can't find a job. It's not a job that you want. There's a difference, okay? But McDonald's is hiring, any restaurant is hiring, so you're not gonna sit here and tell me you can't find a job. You understand?
I understand.
Okay, he does not want you there. You don't own the house. So unless you want to have an eviction on your record, that's gonna make it 10 times harder for you to move out, you better start packing, because he's gonna refile and we're gonna proceed forward. This was a technicality. Yes, I will dismiss the case today because leaving it on their microwave is not sufficient. Do your research and do it correctly if you're gonna file an eviction. You don't just post it to the microwave. You should know better than that.
Okay, well, because we don't talk to each other at all. I come
And that's
around,
fine.
I
You don't
blame
have to talk. There is 3 different
Okay.
ways to do that notice to vacate. Go out there, do your research and do it
Okay.
correctly.
So I'll just type it up and just go hand the letter to her. That's
It's
enough.
gonna,
That's sufficient?
again, there's 3 different ways to do
Okay.
it, okay?
That's all I have to do then. Okay.
So again, Miss Marina, he's gonna refile. So it's in your best interest to start packing your stuff, because if not, you will walk out with an eviction. Is that
Understand.
understood?
Yes.
All right, case will be dismissed as of right now. You're more than welcome to refile at any given time. If you need any information, we have a self-addressed book up there on how to file an eviction. Basically explains it in layman's terms. You can go sit there, you can take pictures, you can do whatever you want with that. That is for the public. So if you need to utilize it, but it's there.
All right. thank you.
All right, thank you. Case is dismissed.
All right. This isn't the first time we've seen parents trying to legally evict their kids. And this was a stepdaughter. I wonder what mom thinks of this. Stepdaughter's being evicted. She's going to learn real quick that $140 is a lot easier to pay, especially, I'm guessing she eats, she's not buying all of her own food, especially if she's not working. She's going to learn real quick that $140 is a lot easier than doing everything on your own. Yeah, I agree with the judge. Go get a job at McDonald's. Do something just to make $140 a month. He's not asking for a lot. All right, next one. I also don't agree with the whole eviction. I don't agree with that, so I probably should put that on the record as well. Unless she's doing something dangerous and she's going to cost you, major financial punishment, legal eviction of your stepdaughter. Like that's not. I don't agree with that. All right, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do, I guess. All right, I'm going to stop rambling. Next case. I think we're out of Judge Garcia's courtroom now. What do we got next? Judge Washington. All right. Let's get out of the landlord-tenant business for a little bit.
What we call the cases of Shaquille Watkins, case number is 13W00782AB and 18W008447B.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Yeah, Mr. Burnett. I think that's important.
Sorry about that. Assistant Public Defender Allison Mueller here on behalf of Shaquille Watkins. Ms. Watkins, please state your name for the record.
Shaquille Watkins.
Thank you. All right, we're here for payment in these matters.
Good afternoon, ladies
Yes,
and
Your
gentlemen.
Honor, it looks like Mr. Lebo
Please
left a
turn off your
voicemail with
phone.
Ms.
Well, not turn them
Watkins.
off, but put them
I
on
can
silent
check
or
right now if
vibrate. If they
any
go off,
payments have been.
And I am awesome. I am awesome. You guys know it. I'm awesome. Yeah, I agree with you. I know it's the only way to legally remove her. They're not even talking though. It's your stepdaughter. Like, it is not former stepdaughter, right? Otherwise, he would have said that.
Saturday. His voicemail said I had court Saturday, so I was confused. And then I started getting all these text messages on Sunday night about court today. So,
All right, I went too far. I went too far. You know what? I'm just gonna play it.
No, I haven't. I
I'm gonna
have
rewind
not
it right
had
now,
no luck
anyways.
in life. I don't know. I don't even.
Yes, Your Honor. It looks like Mr. Lebo left a voicemail with Mrs. Watkins. I can check right now if any payments have been made, or Ms. Watkins, do you know, have you been able to make payments recently?
No, I haven't. I have not had no luck in life. I don't know. I don't even remember.
Have I played this video already, Jedi? It's possible. It happened. This video is like probably about 10 days old, I think. It's the 8th, so no, it's probably a little over a week. Yeah, about 10 days. If I've already played this, guys, I'm sorry.
The last time I was there, I can't even remember what happened. I just remember that I was going through hell, and I don't remember honestly what I agreed to. I tried to call him back Friday. I called him back Saturday. His voicemail said I had court Saturday, so I was confused. And then I started getting all these text messages on Sunday night about court today. So I'm like, all right, but he never called back, and I text him. He didn't text me back. So I haven't talked to anybody. I cannot even remember.
One moment, please. No, the one in January was in person.
Yeah, it was February, I thought, or was it the end of January? I don't remember, but yes, I don't remember what happened that day. I just know that I had a lot going on, and I don't remember what happened. I haven't talked to anybody, and I tried to call back so I can get a refresher of what I was even supposed to be, what I agreed to, what I was supposed to be having going on.
Your agreement is for $100 per month by the 28th of each month.
Okay. Well, I haven't been able to do anything. I still haven't. I moved out and I've just been working part time. I haven't done anything but pay my bills. And trust me, if you think I get any help from anywhere, no. I can't even get government assistance. So I'm trying to figure out where this money gonna come from that we keep going through. 10-year-old ticket that affected my license. I thought that it would have been good for me. I did what I was supposed to do as far as getting my license back and all of that good stuff. So I thought that maybe you might have dropped it, but I see we just keep going back and forth. And I keep telling you the same thing. I cannot do it. I cannot. I literally cannot. I don't know if you want me to keep sitting here crying and telling you that I can't do it, but I'm telling you the truth. Like, what do you want to do?
Watkins? Is there a
Yes,
set
ma'am.
amount you'd be able to pay per month, or would you like to
No,
talk
I'm tired of making promises that I can't keep.
Your Honor,
You
I would ask
understand me?
for a brief adjournment so I can speak with Ms. Watkins about whether or not we need to fill out a financial hardship form, or so
I
that
had
we can.
tried that already. That's what I was supposed to be doing. That's why I'm so frustrated, because we went through this months ago, back in December of last year when I tried to get that to happen. That's why I don't understand why I'm still here when I keep saying the same thing.
July 16th, 2024, in person.
Fine with me. What do you want from me by then? What do you need me to do? Can we be clear before we get off this call?
Ma'am, you need to have a hardship form filed. If you have not filed a hardship form, we're having an ability to pay hearing. If we find that you can pay and you're not paying, then you can do jail time.
Yeah, see, that's what we went through before. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, what proof do you need from me? You need to see all the bills I
You
paid.
haven't provided any.
That's what I don't understand. You're not making it clear what you need from me when I ask.
I'm not your attorney, ma'am. You need to
Yeah,
talk
see,
to
they don't call back. They call back the day before court, and I don't get to talk to anybody. This is
Ms.
why we're
Watkins,
here
I
right
will
here.
have your attorney, Mr.
Put you in
Lebo,
a
reach
room
out
with-
today.
Yes.
Ms. Moeller right now. You can tell her what she needs right now.
Yeah.
All right. Again, if I already played that one, I am sorry. I'm not always great at deleting my clips when I use them. And Mole, I know sorry is a yeah, I don't agree. Actually, I don't agree. Sorry is not always a form of weakness, but I do appreciate the comment. All right. Next one's a follow-up. It's a follow-up. It's not that exciting of one. It's only about 3 minutes long. But do you all remember the defendant with the hair? It was in Judge Washington's court, got into a lot of trouble because he was talking back. He got I don't remember if he actually got held in contempt, but he had to show up in person because of his attitude. Giant hair. He kept saying, like, I've got lawyers in my family. We're going to sue all of you. This is illegal. This guy. Well, he was back today. Well, this wasn't today. This was sometime this week, but this is the guy I'm talking about.
State of Michigan versus Andrew Alfaro Calijas, case number 22-00579.
Rachel McDuffie for the people. Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Andrew Alfaro Calijas.
Please state your name, sir.
Andrew Alfaro.
All right. It looks like we haven't gotten any update.
You are absolutely right. I just remember him from his hair. He used to have really big puffy hair. It looks like he just got out of the shower, but he had a lot of attitude. And I covered him. I think I had 3 different videos on this guy. Yeah. His attitude has changed. His attitude has changed a little bit.
Regarding his mental health treatment, do you have those, Ms. White?
I do not, and we talked about that in the breakout room, and he was confused and didn't know that he was supposed to be having them send.
He's not confused because I talked to him about him in person when he was here last time.
He didn't know he was supposed to be sending consistent updates, is what he said.
I don't think we've received an update, period.
Right.
Sorry.
Anything from you, Ms. McDuffie, on this?
I guess I would just ask, so the last time we were here in, I believe it was April, he stated that he had gotten an assessment and probation was waiting on the update. It was not clear if he had signed a release. So I would just question, did probation ever receive, I think the court just mentioned we may not have anything. Did we even get an assessment? Did we get anything at all?
Yes, I do believe, and I think it's in her report that she did receive the assessment.
Okay, apologies. I don't have the report pulled up at the moment. So if a release has been signed, I guess we should be getting updates. So maybe that's the issue. I don't know. So I just would ask that he do that. And I'm assuming that everything else is in order.
Yes, he's paid off everything. I guess the only thing is they haven't received any updates.
Has he paid off all his other tickets? Because I don't see anything else on my docket. All right, so he paid off his final ticket this morning. Defendant is discharged. We're done. All right. Take care of yourself, Mr. Alfaro. Please don't come back before me again, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I wasn't saying he had bad hair. I was just saying that he's the defendant with the hair. That's always how I remembered him. But it used to be like big and puffy. He was always pulling it out of his eyes. But yeah, so he claims that a cop hit him and it scared him and he fled the scene. It was something like that. It was a weird case. But he claimed to be the victim, but because they were police officers, he was charged with the accident when he wasn't the one that was hit. So he had a lot of attitude at first and had to show up in person in front of Judge Washington. I don't remember if he did jail time. Part of me thinks that she did hold him in contempt and he had to do a few days in jail. Part of me thinks that. I don't know, though. I don't know. But that was a big story for about 2 or 3 weeks. I just remember there. I did 3 videos on him. But yeah, he just got discharged, so he's gone. He's done. We won't see him again unless he messes up again. All right. I don't know what the next case is. We might be going to Judge Stevens.
Okay, what?
Yep. All right. This. Yeah, you'll see. I don't need to really explain much to this. It's Judge Stevens. I'm just gonna. Yeah. You know what? Not gonna say anything. Let's go.
I have Roberto Lara. Is that we just did that, right?
We just did throughout August. We're waiting on the attorney on that one, Judge.
It shows Langston Adams. Okay, this is the person that hired another one out of Houston, right?
And then Judge, we have one more too, Mr. Burbank. You said you'd wait till the end to call.
23
Car trouble.
23 CR 1392.
Speaking of Judge Dad, Jen from Fabulous Over 50 just released her last video on her interview with Judge Stevens. So go check it out. Can one of my mods drop her link if you can, please? But yeah, she has 4 videos of an interview with him. One of the questions she asked is one of my questions. Made me feel good. All right, let's go.
Is called Daniela Temescu. That you? Fine. And you are here with your attorney, Mr. Adams. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this indictment? Can we proceed in summary fashion?
Yes, Your Honor.
In summary, this indictment alleges that on or about April 5th, 2023 in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the state jail felony of theft. Do you understand what you are charged with?
Yes.
Yes. If convicted, you face confinement in a state jail for any term of not less than 180 days nor more than 2 years in the state jail. Fine can also be assessed up to $10,000. Do you understand? An agreement's been reached where you would be pleading guilty. Whatever sentence shall not exceed a cap of 1 year in the state jail. So,
message me or email me and I can get that to you. I don't know exactly what you're looking for, but I'll message Debbie for you. If that's an honest question, I can get the answer for you to that. But yeah, message me on Discord or email me.
so you were looking at if sentenced to confinement, you could be looking at no less than 180 days up to 1 year confinement in the state jail. You could be looking at deferred or unadjudicated probation, where you're on probation and not found guilty, and that can be up to 5 years in length. You could be sentenced to 1 year, up to 1 year in the state jail, and that can be suspended, and you could be placed on probation for up to 5 years. I think those are your options. Do you understand? If I follow this, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand? You're going to ask for a pre-sentence report?
I can waive one, Judge, if you.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And the reason why is that she's 7 months pregnant right now. She has a kid outside. They currently live in California. And
it's just running back and forth costly.
Yes, sir.
All right. If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal. Do you understand? How do you plead to this charge of state jail felony of theft, guilty or not guilty? Ma'am?
I'm guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily, that is on your own free will and because you are indeed guilty?
Because they won't.
Say you are guilty of theft.
Is that yes? Okay, I show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that document?
Yes.
Did you understand it? Discuss it with your attorney? Are the contents all true and correct? State's Exhibit 1 is tendered into evidence and without objection, admitted. Among other things, this states you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea, which is freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You were guilty of the crime charged and any lesser included offenses. You were giving up your rights to a jury trial and the right to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. You were totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All of this is true. It states, so help you God. Correct?
Yes.
All right, State's Exhibit 1 is made a part of the record for all purposes. Is a pre-sentence report waived here?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, then let's hear from everybody what y'all want.
Judge, this is a cap of 1 year. I'm asking you to really consider a deferred adjudication. And the reason why I'm asking you to really consider deferred adjudication is that, as you can see, she's pretty emotional. She's pregnant right now, 8 months, as I talked to you this very second. When she walked up, if you remember, your bailiff said that there was a kid outside because she was here with a kid. So someone's out. I think that's her husband is outside.
I want to know, what's important, of course, is criminal history.
Right.
What do we know? I don't know anything about her. I know what this probable cause statement states about the event. Have you ever been convicted of anything before?
No.
No? This is the first time?
Right.
Yes? Yes. Okay.
She did have one alien removal back in 2022, but that was the only thing that she's had prior
Are
to
you a citizen of the United States?
She's not.
Oh.
And Judge, that's another reason why I was asking you to really consider the defer, because.
Why?
Well,
what does that do? How do you treat somebody differently under the status? Because of what?
well, what I was asking judges is that, one, all the items, as I understand it, were recovered. Two,
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't her. It wasn't because of her. It's because they caught her.
right.
What was it? Hold on. $4,105.61.
I don't know. Doesn't sound like a surgical procedure to me. It sounds like, after I drink coffee in the morning, I remove the aliens out of my body. Think about it. Let that set in. You're welcome.
That was the value of all the things that she had taken. This is, let's see, come on. Which store is this?
Home
Home
Depot.
Depot.
Home Depot.
I know. I saw Jimmy's note about it.
They had makeshift pouches that they were putting the items in to secrete them. Is there a list of the things? Because that's $4,000 worth of items.
There is a receipt, Your Honor, that we have in the file.
You're gonna hear exactly what she did. You will hear, and then you guys can come up with your own opinions. But we haven't heard exactly what it is. I think we're about to hear it right now.
It was a bunch of breakers that they were stealing. A 1-inch frame, a pole, a breaker. A lot of the things that they were stealing were about $68, and they were stealing a lot of them. If you would like to see the receipt, Your Honor.
Oh, have you seen this?
All right, this is a good time to pause. And $4,000, that's a lot of money. Again, they're going to walk through the whole police report. This isn't one Home Depot. This is multiple Home Depots. It almost sounded like they did a road trip and just did this to a bunch of Home Depots. But do you guys remember, this is not too long ago, where this was almost an online trend because it was everywhere. People would walk into Home Depot, just take an item off the shelf, walk to their return desk and say, I forgot my receipt, and they would get cash for it. I mean, that's within the last 10 years that people actually did that. I mean, I guess some of them got caught, but if it was, going on for so long, it went on for a lot longer before it became something that everyone knew they could do. So Home Depot must be one of the easier places to steal from. I don't know. I've never stolen from Home Depot before. I love Home Depot. I don't want to get kicked out of there. It's like toilet to me.
It may also be of note to the court, Your Honor, that they recognized them at the Home Depot because they had been stealing at other Home Depot locations up and down I-10 from Florida.
And Judge, in talking to my client, I mean, to my understanding, she has not been convicted of anything else with any other state. So, and she denies those allegations. But as far as this particular case, I think that they had fallen upon hard times and made a very bad decision. She's very remorseful, as you can see from that decision that she's made. She's accepted responsibility. And because, as the state said, she didn't have any prior convictions, not because, I think I'm responding to your question about immigration status. So it's not because of an immigration status, but any other American with her criminal history is likely to get a deferred based upon the fact that they have limited criminal history the way she has. And it has nothing to do with her immigration status.
I think
But-
she's living here illegally, right? You're here illegally in this country, right? All right. Well, bienvenidos. I mean, welcome. My family immigrated, but we did it the right way, legally. I've got them from Spain, Italy, Ireland, but they went through the proper procedure. You're a guest. We say welcome. My grandmother was a Rodriguez. Welcome. But don't take advantage and steal. I pay for this loss. Everybody does. You steal, others pay. You know that. Thou shalt not steal. We all know that from little kids. That's a commandment. It's the law too. But you're here as a guest. Guests don't guests when you invite a guest to dinner, they don't steal the silverware. That's not a guest. That's not acting correctly. And you make it difficult. People like this who do this make it difficult for other immigrants because people are wanting a dream. That's what America is. But don't make it a night.
I agree with your comment, Muse. I don't like it when he kind of preaches from the bench, and he does it a lot. I don't mind his dad speeches, which is why we call him Judge Dad. But he does talk every once in a while. He does start. It almost sounds like a preach. I agree. Keep that out of the courts. But he is one of the only judges that I've ever heard say when you're giving driving restrictions, the only place you can go is to the grocery store, to the courts, and to church. No other judge says that. He always says you can go to church. So I mean, he's clearly a deeply religious man, and I'm not going to fault him for that. Which is why we get a lot of this when he gives his dad speeches. So it's who he is. Yeah, take it or leave it. You can like it or dislike it, but it's who he is.
Nightmare for the Americans. Do it the right way. Follow the law. There's a way of matriculating into being an American citizen. It's the correct way, but it's not by going around the country stealing. She's just said that y'all had been at other Home Depots. That's not right. That's inappropriate. That's terrible. And that ought to affect immigration status. It should, because we welcome people, but don't steal. Follow the rules like I have to follow. We all have to follow rules. Why are you? Y'all are going from one city to another, making a mess, committing crimes. That's not right. That doesn't help you matriculate, become an American citizen, which is what you want. Well, I empathize with that. My family are not Native Americans. We came in generations ago, but did it the right way. And my family wasn't. Our families aren't caught committing crimes when they're trying to become an American citizen here. I don't understand what's going on, but that's what we see a lot in this room. People who are not American citizens are committing crimes. Some of them very, very, very terrible crimes. This is still, when you steal from a retail, they pass on the loss to the other customers. So the prices go up for everybody who are doing the right thing. You think that's fair? No, that's why thou shalt not steal is the rule. That's why it's against the law. Anyway, what are you asking for from the state?
We're asking for 1 year state jail, Your Honor, given the fact that she had a small child with her. She had sewn in a pouch into her dress.
It looks like she had the manufactured items, methods to help steal the stuff so that it would not be discovered. She just didn't do a good job of it. So you're asking for 1 year.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Judge, my only response to
And go ahead.
is that you plead guilty with deferred probation. I understand that her status may not be a U.S. citizen, but that one, I guess that 8 month, I don't know exact age, 8 month, 1 year old baby, how old outside is a U.S. citizen. And to my understanding, if she's incarcerated and they're from Romania, to my understanding from talking to her, history is she's Romanian and she was escaping persecution in Romania. And I'm just giving the story of what I'm getting.
I know, but there are sister states surrounding Romania that somebody can flee to who accept people. She crossed over the ocean to come here, and fine, we welcome you, but follow the rules. We all follow the rules, or else you end up in here. And when you fail to follow the rules, you get punished. That's the way it works. When we knew that growing up, we were all taught that.
Right. And that's true, Judge. And the thing is that if she's incarcerated, then I don't want to see that child, because obviously she doesn't have a mom, a daddy, cousin, brother, sister in America, because they all in Romania. And I don't want to see that one child taken into CPS custody if she's incarcerated.
Nobody does. And you're making a valiant argument. The problem is that all people have to do is have children, so they can say, like Mr. Adams says, I don't have to go to jail. I'll commit crimes, but I have children, so I get a get out of jail free card. That's not the way it works either. You can't hide behind children for your responsibilities. But you had to know you were putting your children in harm's way. When you steal, you have children, you're setting a role model. What are they going to learn? I'll steal like mommy. That's not a good example, is it? No, it's not.
I want something better for my baby.
And I can understand when people have to take milk for the children. I'm sorry, these are necessities. These are electronic items. What were these going to be used for? What were you stealing these for? What were you going to do with them?
I was with my sister and my
Ma'am?
mom, and he needed for her home. She told me to just get and don't want it, but and you can see he bought this not in the court. He left the country. He let me here alone. Nobody stay with me. I hope just my baby and my husband. Nobody.
Well, you had the inner.
Yeah. See, now she's lying. They needed him for her home. Then why'd you go to 4 different Home Depots? I mean, they were stealing him to resell him. That is what I am assuming. I don't think it's ever said, but you don't go to 4 different Home Depots and well, I mean, I guess maybe if they were, yeah, you know what? They don't give a list of the items. I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself. I'm gonna keep it to myself.
You had the inner pouch in your dress that was sewn in and made for stealing items. That's not good. And then the man you're with, he's left you, and he ran off like a little baby, and is not like a little child, and is not dealing with responsibility. He's not helping you deal with this and accepting responsibility. He left you to be responsible for all of this. Is that right? Well, he gets an F for being a man, but you did more than just make a poor choice of who to partner with. You made your own bad choices too. All right. If there's nothing further, I'm going to follow this.
Yeah, I would have used the B word too. I would have, especially if she's pregnant. What man, what dad would do that? So first off, she is doing your dirty work for you. She's sewing in pieces of her dress so she can steal things. And you're running away and she's being shot. Yeah, no. Sorry, dude. He does get an F for being a man. I agree with Judge Stevens on that one.
Agreement and find you have pleaded guilty voluntarily. You are mentally competent to do so. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. Regular. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt from State's Exhibit 1. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this offense. I'm following this agreement. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the state jail for 1 year. I'm going to suspend this and place you on probation for 3 years. There will be terms and conditions of probation. It looks like everything was recovered so that there's no restitution. There will be terms and conditions of probation that are normal and customary for this. If you fail to follow your probation can be revoked and you can be sentenced no less than 180 days up to 1 year in the state jail. This is also a final conviction. It may affect your ability to gain citizenship, which is the price you pay when you commit felony crimes when you have not gained your citizenship. But that will be for the immigration people to decide. Do you understand what has happened today? Do you understand you commit crimes, you get caught, there are consequences? All right. When this is prepared, I will sign it. Then the probation officer will go over this with you, and then you will sign and you begin probation. Now, where do you live in Orlando? Where do you live now?
I'm living in California.
In California. Well, we don't transfer. It's in there something about transfer. I don't transfer probations. I can do courtesy supervision, but transfer means I give all the responsibility of handling any disposition to another circuit. But generally, they'll courtesy supervise, but they don't like to handle additional cases from other states, just like we don't, because we're full.
Right.
If you fail on your probation, you'll be brought back here and you'll have to answer to me. But I can allow you to be supervised over there. But again, this is a final conviction. It may affect your citizenship. You have to know that. Or your ability to gain citizenship.
He hasn't, no.
Okay. Please see this lady and she will go over the probation with you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
What's next? Is that it?
I think that's all I've got.
Okay, I've got two other things. Marcus?
All right. I'm going to say something according to what everyone's been saying in chat. What I'm going to say might be a little controversial. Not controversial, that's not the right word. But you guys might disagree with me. She came from California to take care of this. She didn't have to. I think she understands her actions. And now that she's pregnant, she already has a kid, I think she's trying to actually fix this, which is why she made the trip from California to Texas. It's not a small trip. And she appeared in court. She doesn't want to be deported. So yeah, this was very emotional for her. I mean, she took care of it. Hopefully she does well on probation. I think she will. She doesn't want to be deported. That is my opinion, which is why she made this trip. Otherwise, she wouldn't have showed up, but she did. All right. I think we're going to the last case, the last one. I think we're going to Judge Goggins, Judge Happy. I think that's the last case. You guys are all awesome. Thank you for hanging out. We still have probably about 15 minutes of video. We are rating Lone Wolf after this. He is live currently. So we're going to go hang out with Lone Wolf after this. He told me he's playing a lot of Judge Middleton. So yeah, let's go hang out with him after this. But like I said, we still have about 15, 20 minutes left of this clip. Yeah, you don't have to. I know. You guys are all saying she's going to be, she's going to fail at probation. I don't think she will. I wish her luck. I do. I really do. Hopefully she gets better and, serves her probation time and becomes a citizen. I actually do hope that for her. I really do.
Default judgment. How about Meadowbrook versus Kimberly Lanham? I did have her there at one point, I think. Kimberly Proctor Lanham. Miss Lanham, are you?
I'm here.
There you go.
I'm here.
Okay, Miss Lanham,
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. You're all right. This is an adjourned date. Did you speak with legal services?
Yes, I did.
Are you
I just got a copy of the ledger through an email he sent me just like 9:25 this morning. I received it.
Okay.
So apparently they're saying my rent is $508 plus 15 plus 5, but I was paying $500. So, and they're charging me $50 late fee each time because I wasn't aware my rent was that much because I didn't receive a notice for that.
Okay.
And I'm going to have to seek assistance because I do not have the funds for that additional money that they say I owe.
Okay, so when you say the additional, you're talking about the other, I guess the add-on?
The late fees that they charged me. It wasn't because of non-rent, because I paid my rent. I just didn't pay the whole amount. Apparently, that's what they're saying.
Okay. And Mr. Lowry, I know it looks like you just popped on. You're not representing her, are you? Or?
No, not at this time, Your Honor.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure. I saw you come on and I said, well, I'm going to go over the top of you. Ms. Kirby, let's start out, I guess. Why don't you go through what you have for me and we'll figure out.
Yes, Your Honor. I have that her base rent is $505, and that is not based on her ledger for January 2024 and moving forward. I don't see an increase to $508 or anything of that nature. I believe what she is alleging is the late fees. I think that's, but she has been paying her. Well, actually, let me see the last time that she paid. She carried on a balance from December of 2023 in the amount of $309. and then hasn't paid since.
Oh, okay, it hasn't paid since.
Hey Jay. Hey Jay, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Glad you're here.
December?
She's made, forgive me, Your Honor, she's made some payments, but not her full amount. So she has made some payments in the amount of, I believe, $500.
So I understand from your perspective.
This is, and you know, I'm not going to say I've always wondered about this, but it's just kind of funny to me. Not the situation's not funny, but they raised her rent, and all she did, she just kept paying the original rent. So she signed a new lease, the rent increased, but she just kept paying the original amount, which to me is like, come on, lady, come on. Like, yeah. Again, kind of a funny situation, not a funny situation at the same time.
Yeah, amount owing in December of 309. Is that right? 309.
309 and 78 cents.
Oh, and 78. Okay, and then was January's rent paid?
She paid, she had a balance of $882.78, and she made a $486 payment.
Okay, so that brings it down to 482.78 for January. Is that right?
It brought it down to 396 and 78 cents.
Oh, I guess I got totally wrong. 396.78. Okay.
And then for February, she had a balance of 969 and 78 cents. She made a payment of 500, leaving her with a 469 and 78 cents balance.
Okay.
By the time we got to March, we were at $1,042.78. She made a payment for $500, leaving her with a balance of $542 and 78 cents. April, we were left with $1,115.78 as her balance. She made a payment of $500 for a total of $615. My ledger cuts off in April, but I do have Heather here who can give me the May balance and whether she paid anything on that.
Okay. Ms. Cameron, why don't you raise your right hand as long as I got you there? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
I do.
Okay. I think we're up there. Were those figures accurate, I guess, for my sake up to that point?
They are correct. We have been, we were in court once before with Miss Proctor Lanham in regards to last year. She had the same question. Each year for Meadowbrook, the rent is an increase. And we were in court in regards to this before for 2023. And she was continuously paying the amount that she had basically started out in the beginning of 23. Each year it goes up, and she was aware of the rent increase then, and then she just still didn't never get caught up in 23. So it just keeps continuing and continuing. And then with their $500 payments, then it just keeps adding up and the $50 late fee.
Gotcha. And so the 309.78 in December, was that all because she was short on that, whatever the rent was in 2020?
Yes. Miss Lanham had been behind, let me see. She started being behind in May of 23, and it just kept adding up and adding up and adding up.
You charge me late fees every month that I don't pay the total amount.
There's a $50.
Yeah, if you add.
Yeah, that's because you're not paying the total amount. Again, this isn't a funny situation. It's not a funny situation for her. This is serious because she's about to lose her apartment or her house, wherever she's renting. Meadowbrook, I think that's an apartment complex. We see it all the time. But yeah, you're not paying the full amount. You can't just come to court and say this doesn't make sense. I've been paying on time every month. I moved in, it was $500 a month, so I keep paying $500. You've been there for 2 years. They've raised the rent twice, and you keep paying the original amount.
Add all those late fees up, it adds up to all of that amount you say I owe.
Ma'am, but your rent is, you have to understand.
$500 a month, just itself.
Ms. Lanham, it sounds like that the figures are adding up, but if you're late on your payment, I guess I need an argument from you then. Why can't they charge a late fee?
Because I want late on my payment. I make my payment. I wasn't aware the rent went up that much. I did not receive a letter or anything, a notice stating my rent went up that much.
All right, here we go. This is why sometimes it's better not to talk. I wasn't aware my rent went up that much. So she's aware it went up, and she keeps paying the original amount. You got to be very careful what you say in court. You do. She just said not that much. So she knew that it went up a little bit. Not that much. I don't know what it went up. I think my rent goes up like $25. Like, it's not a lot. It's a little bit every year. And it sucks when you have to sign the new lease, but at the same time, it does go up every year.
That's what I'm saying. If I did, why wouldn't I have paid it?
Ms. Lanham, we had delivered that the first time when we had went to court. When we had actually went to court, I want to say it would have been October and November of last year, what your amount supposed to have been paid in 23. And then when I delivered my 7 days, I also delivered another letter because I was in court with this before for 24, knowing that your rent amount payment was $523.
And I quite frankly, just because it's an unusual thing, I remember having you on here and having Edinburgh on here and saying, listen, she's got to have notice of what, if it's an increase in rent, if it's a year lease, they're sending out notices. And the explanation I got, I believe, Ms. Cameron, was you guys send out notice like, I forget what it was. In
November, we send out the notices for a rent increase each year in January.
My jaw just dropped. Your rent 30%? That would be more than $300 for me a year. That's insane. Yeah, I would move. That's insane. They at that point they don't want people to re-sign the lease. Oh man, Hector, I hope you live in like New York City or something. That's insane that goes up that much. Mine increased. I mean, they restructured it. And mine was, I'm not going to tell you how much I pay in rent, but it was like an extra $25 when I re-signed the lease. That was it. So percentage wise, that is that's like a 2.5% increase. It's not 1,000. It's more than that. It's more than that. So it's less than 2.5%.
Yeah. And did you do it on this one as well?
Correct.
Okay. Is Proctor Lanham, anything else?
I don't have the money for it, so I'm going to have to seek help.
Okay. Given.
From what I'm understanding, you can't pass a judgment if I'm going to seek help.
That's a little, ma'am, I adjourned it. Did you provide me with an affidavit for financial assistance?
No, because I didn't know I had to get it at that time.
Ma'am,
I was going because I didn't believe I owed that much. I'm sorry.
On May 21st, you were here. I went through that recorded advice of rights then as well.
No, it was not a recorded device right. I did not listen or hear any of that.
Ma'am, we went through your rights. I go through it every time. And it says right on there that you had 5 days to submit financial aid assistance.
Yeah.
And you didn't do it because why?
Because I did not hear that on my recording. It did not say any of that.
Okay.
At the beginning of when I got online, mine did not say anything about seeking assistance. When you came on and called my case, that's when I asked
But you seem to
to a
understand.
lawyer.
I guess here's the thing. I'm having a hard time understanding because you seem to understand pretty clearly that if you're seeking assistance, you get time to do that. Where did you find that out? If
That is a great question, Judge. And someone just said, yeah, when tenants are trying to mess with the system just to get more time. Yeah, people do that. People do that. In Michigan seems to be really weird with their landlord-tenant laws. They really do. And it's definitely tenant favored. I've seen a lot of landlords get screwed in watching landlord-tenant cases in Michigan. I'm glad I don't live in Michigan and rent. That's all I'm going to say. Well, I guess I would be favored. Maybe I should move to Michigan. And also, Sandy, I brought yours up. Isn't there a cap on how much rent can be raised? It's probably different from state to state. So, or maybe not even that. It might be, county to county. There might be local laws. But yeah, I can't answer that question. All right, I'm gonna let this video play out. There's only about 2 minutes left. We're gonna see what happens, and then we're gonna all go raid Lone Wolf. So let's go all hang out there. Say hi to Lone Wolf. He's a big fan of my channel and big fan of his channel. And yeah, over the last couple months, we've become good friends. So let's go hang out with the Lone Wolf after this. And I will see you all tomorrow night. I'm not going live tonight. This is why I do a live early on Saturdays. I hang out with Heather on Saturday nights. So tonight's date night. And I am making enchiladas. So be jealous. Be jealous. All right. Until next time. Bye.
you didn't hear my
Just now, in the beginning of this, when I came on the beginning of this one, it said it. But at the last one, it did not.
It's a little bit incredible. Everybody, I go through every time. I know I went through it last week.
Your Honor, respectfully,
No.
plaintiff would like to request a judgment for today's hearing, since we are at the second one with a 10-day writ period, which would give her 10 days to at least figure out. It's not a big balance, to at least figure out how to get that.
All right, sorry. I just said I was going to let it play out, but Doc Ock is awesome. He deserves a pause, and I haven't seen him until just now. So Doc Ock, hopefully you're having a great Saturday. Hopefully you're off today, man. And for everyone that doesn't know, he's actually a doctor with the initials OC, which is why I call him Doc Ock. I think it's it's a cool nickname. All right, contact me now, Cromwell. I wonder if the laws of Michigan favor the tenants so much because of how unbearably cold it is in the winter. Maybe, no idea. But yeah, I do know that there are a lot of laws that protect tenants when it comes to different areas when it's cold. So that honestly could be what it is. You might be right. All right, now I'm going to let it play out. You guys have a great day, everyone. Yeah, I just did the spiel. So let's go. Let's go hang out with Lone Wolf.
Well, I'm glad you think it's not a big balance, but it's a big balance to me when I don't have any money coming in.
Miss Cameron, so that I understand, so we went up through April, I guess. Is there rent owed for May too? Is it on the first of each month?
Yeah.
What's the total including May's rent?
Right now, at the end of May, she will owe $690.78. That's with the $168 court cost.
So, Your Honor, the breakdown is $522.78 for rent. Court cost is $168. Total is $690.78.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I needed. Then that's for today, up to today, right? Okay, that's what I was looking for. Yep. Okay. Given the totality of testimony from both sides, did you find that there's amount owing $690.78? That includes court costs of $168. Judgment for plaintiff in that amount. Allow a writ of eviction after 10 days. Okay. All right, you're welcome. And Miss Proctor Lanham, you're all set as well. Good luck to you.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye now.